When you talk about tapping into expertise, skills and knowledge for growth and development of the country, one body you cannot take your eyes away from is the Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria, FFDGN. It is a non-profit and bipartisan organization founded to provide opportunities for past deputy governors to deploy their expertise, skills and knowledge individually and collectively for the sustainable growth and development of Nigeria. The key objectives of the Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria are to build a nation where leadership renders quality service to Nigerians, irrespective of party affiliation, and also to develop programs aimed at building partnership and consensus amongst Nigerians. The Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria began when His Excellency Professor Chigozie Ogbu, OFR, who was serving as Deputy Governor of Ebonyi State, invited his colleagues to pay a courtesy visit on the then acting President of Nigeria in 2010, His Excellency Goodluck Jonathan in Abuja. When they met with His Excellency Goodluck Jonathan, the idea to form this noble association was mooted. The idea was warmly received, and the Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria was instantly formed. The Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria has as its first and pioneering chairman His Excellency Abdul Malik Mahmood, former Deputy Governor, Bauchi State, after being nominated by His Excellency Gabriel Tobi, then Deputy Governor of Rivers State, and was seconded by Patrick Yakowa, then Deputy Governor of Kaduna State, now late. The Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria has a crop of credible personalities as its Board of Trustees, led by His Excellency Abdul Malik Mahmood, former Deputy Governor of Bauchi State. His Excellency Lucky Imasu succeeded Abdul Malik Mahmood as National Chairman. Currently, His Excellency Dr. Chris Alozie Akumas, PhD, FNIM, is the National Chairman, Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria, FFDGN. Dr. Akumas is a former Deputy Governor, Abia State. The National Executive Committee members include His Excellency Mukhtar Shagari, CFR, Deputy National Chairman, North, His Excellency Hazim Bolarumi, Deputy National Chairman, South, His Excellency Lazarus Yuriyu, National Secretary, His Excellency Simon Achuba, Publicity Secretary, His Excellency Tele Ikuru, Financial Secretary, His Excellency Shem Nuhu Zabayi, National Welfare Secretary, and His Excellency Prince Eze Madomere, ex-officio member. It must be stated that the Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria has made giant strides under the leadership of Dr. Chris Akumas, who initiated the yearly national conference of the Forum since he took over the mantle of leadership in 2022. A major thrust of the Forum is championing nation building beyond mere words, handing over a banner without stains to the next generation. The Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria, FFDGN, has a secretariat that coordinates its activities. The secretariat is headed by a Director General, Honorable Kenneth Ibekalu. Under his supervision, the Forum held its first general meeting and annual conference in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State from October 24th to 25th, 2022. Venue was Ibom Hotel and Golf Resort, Uyo. Highlights of deliberations at the conference were that Nigeria has a leadership challenge which could be addressed by national values. Such national core values were identified to include discipline, integrity, dignity of labor, social justice, religious tolerance and diversity, as well as sensitization of the citizenry in appreciating the diversity of Nigeria. The program was hosted by the then Governor of Akwa Ibom State, His Excellency Udom Emmanuel. The theme of the conference was Nation Building in Challenging Times. In 2023, the second conference of the Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria, FFDGN, was held. The two-day event took place at Fraser Suites, Central Business District, Abuja, from Monday, October 23rd to Tuesday, October 24th, 2023. The conference was chaired by Chief Kano Agabi's son, a respected jurist and one-time Attorney General of the Federation. The theme of the conference was Partners in a Shared Vision for Good Governance and Sustainable Development. Highlights of the 2023 conference was, among others, a suggestion for creating a constitutional code for electoral litigation to handle all election matters. Also, that election litigation should be determined within 3 months before swearing in of the declared winners of an election. Next came the 2024 annual conference of the Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria, FFDGN. The conference was held between October 22nd to 23rd at the Abuja Continental Hotel. The conference x-rayed the mood of the nation and the relevant theme was crafted. The theme of the 2024 conference was Strategic Solutions to Good Governance, Food Security and Sustainable Growth and Development in Nigeria. The conference had participants from the public and private sector as well as the diplomatic community. As were presented at the conference, they include the Renewed Hope Agenda, Prospects and Challenges, Challenge of Insecurity and Imperatives of Food Security, Taming the Challenges and Exploring Innovative Approaches in Agriculture. The conference also had technical sessions. Key speakers on the opening day were the National Chairman, His Excellency Dr. Chris Akumas, who took the participants down memory lane. He also noted that the forum is fully aware of challenges confronting Nigeria and pledged the collaborative efforts of the forum toward addressing the challenges.
It is with great honor and profound gratitude that I welcome you to our third national conference. This year's theme, Strategic Solutions for Good Governance, Food Security and Sustainable Growth in Nigeria, encapsulates the pressing issues that demand our attention. Are working and the FFDGN remain active participants in contributing with the wealth of experience and insight available within our fold to drive positive change in the nation. The forum has brought together a team of seasoned academics and experts to interrogate this theme towards coming up with outcomes which will help our nation to overcome some of its noted challenges.
The Director General of the Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria, FFDGN, Honorable Kenneth Ibikalu, also reflected on the historical journey of the forum.
The FFDGN, with its array of experience, noble leaders, will leave no stone unturned to see that Nigeria develop in all leaps and bounds.
A co-chairman of the event and also former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Victor Atta, identified some key drawbacks to good governance in Nigeria.
Have we been practicing good governance in Nigeria? I identify fully with the findings of your October 2022 annual general meeting, which was held in Uyo. The theme of that conference was National Building in Challenging Times. And the first major problem that you identified was the installation by the military regime of a command structure that defiled Nigeria's federalism installed from 1954. That defilement was carried over into the 1999 Constitution, and that, by destroying the foundation of federalism on which the country was built, has, in my honest and humble opinion, remained a biggest drawback to good governance, accountability, inclusiveness, productivity, and development.
Another co-chairman of the conference and former governor of Ogun State, Chief Shego Oshoba, CFR, saw higher prospects of the forum amidst growing national challenges.
You are not meeting as party, you are meeting as Nigerians who are passionate about development and the success of this country. I support all that you are doing, and I can assure you we will continue to support you, and I'm hoping one day one or two of you will become president of this country. I may not be around, but my prayer will be heard by the grace of God.
The conference was declared open by a man who served as deputy governor and later became governor, and he is now the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC, His Excellency Abdullahi Umar Ganduje. He said he would like to see collaboration between governors and the task of governance, which is tailored toward the good of the people.
Both the principal and the deputy assist each other in all areas of governance. I know there is a controversy that deputy governors should have a prescribed function in the constitution, but deputy governors, there is no specification of anything whatsoever. His function is what is being assigned to him by the principal. I think these are issues that we'll continue to deliberate on. Probably if there's a review of the constitution, there's no doubt we are interested in the development of this country, and we have to contribute our quota.
At the conference, awards were presented to deserving Nigerians who have contributed immensely to nation building. The awards were then tagged Nation Builders Awards. Some of the award winners were Professor Chinwe Obaji, first female Minister of Education in Nigeria, Governor of Kwara State, Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, Senator Abdulaziz Yari, Her Excellency Erelu Olushola Obada, who served as Deputy Governor of Osun State from 2003 to 2010. The major highlight of the conference was a bold diplomatic move and the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) between the FFDGN and the Chambers of Commerce, Importers and Exporters Poland for the formation of a bilateral platform for trade and investments, which is the Polish-Nigeria Business Council. The chargé d'affaires of the Embassy of the Republic of Poland in Abuja, Stanislaus Gulinski, Justina Sitaska, head of Polish Investment Promotion and Trade Agency, and representatives of the Executive Secretary, Nigerian Investment Promotion (NIC) were major dignitaries at the bilateral agreement. There was time to relax, wine and dine among participants as a cocktail was held. One key feature of the FFDGN conference was a pool of intellectual resource via goodwill messages, various paper presentations, and an array of intelligent speakers. A keynote address was given by the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, CON, who was represented by his technical assistant, Major General A.T. Jibrin, retired. The Minister of Defense noted with pleasure that the theme of the conference, Strategic Solutions for Good Governance, Food Security and Sustainable Growth in Nigeria, captures Nigeria's challenges and aligns with the renewed hope agenda of the present administration. He emphasized security and sustainable growth were at the heart of nation building.
As leaders, both past and present, we bear a collective responsibility to foster dialogue and develop actionable solutions that promote peace, stability, and socio-economic growth across the country. Your Excellency, here present, good governance is the bedrock of prosperous society that fosters accountability, transparency, and the principles of rule of law that are essential for building trust between the government and the governed.
For another top military officer and Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, represented by Major General Aidin Abdullahi, the 2024 conference was a veritable platform for finding solutions to challenges of governance, and security agents were committed to creating a peaceful environment in which development could be attained.
It is factual that food security is not only the most crucial of securities, but also the parent of all securities. However, this aspect is gravely affected by unrest due to insurgency, banditry, farmers and herders clashes across the region. It is indeed heartwarming that in a recent address, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu unveiled the National Agricultural Initiative targeting the cultivation of over 10 million hectares of land for food production. Hence, as a forum, we all have the responsibility to key into the President's initiative and contribute to ensuring the attainment of food security through good governance for sustainability growth.
Let me join others on behalf of the Chief of the Air Staff to convey congratulations to the Forum of Former Deputy Governors. It is hoped that as we come together to discuss issues that have to do with national security and especially development of the nation, that will come out with workable solutions that will translate to greater development of Nigeria.
Crimes of different magnitudes are all aimed in achieving good governance, ensuring food security, because the farmers are back to the farms, and ensuring sustainable growth of this country. That is all what it aims to achieve.
Professor Babatunde Bolaji is the Special Advisor Technical to the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, and he represented him. The SGF describes members of the Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria as champions of nation building and added that the current administration was in constant talks with various interest groups in the country to ensure growth in all sectors.
It is quite heartwarming that the focus leadership of the Forum is up and doing by identifying with the policy direction of the present administration. This government is ready to engage with stakeholders who come up with profound, practicable solutions to the myriad of challenges facing the nation, and cannot appreciate better the rich and immense value that this forum is championing.
A key paper delivered at the forum was entitled Incumbent and Predecessor, Completing Projects and Sharing Ideas by an erudite scholar, Dr. Afolabi Oluwokere, Managing Director and Chief Economist at Analyst Data Services and Resources Limited. Dr. Oluwokere, while presenting factors where current governors and their predecessors failed to complete projects and share ideas in governance, reflected on the negative impact of that to national growth and development, which was the major thrust of the conference.
Government, as I said, is a continuum. Large-scale infrastructure in education, in health, they are not things you do once and for all. They are things you do for many years. So if you have started as someone, you also want somebody that will come in and then continue those things. Otherwise, we have abandoned projects and you don't really learn from institutional memory that your predecessors have. And it has been found that when incumbents collaborate with their predecessors, it ensures that projects do not face unnecessary delays or abandonment, and they maintain continuity for public service.
The subject of completion or abandonment of projects was critical to the Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria, and that was why Professor Habu Mohammed, a political scientist and another at the conference, in his paper entitled Project Completion and Sustainability as a Panacea for Effective Development, revealed scary statistics and drawbacks of projects abandoned in Nigeria over the years.
There are so many projects that have lingered beyond the expected duration of their completion, and every now and then the incremental factor of the amount of money that will be injected to complete them is also at stake. The Ajakuta Light Steel Rolling Mill, a federal government project, started in 1979. Today, 45 years down the line, it has not been completed. So it is based on this that we are looking for a solution to the crisis bedeviling project in Nigeria.
A strong economic base was identified at the conference as a major component of growth and development of economies, and Nigeria is not an exception. A professor of capital markets and rector, Institute of Capital Market Studies, Nasarawa State University, Kefi, Professor Uche Uwalike, outlined the number of strategies needed to put the country's economy on a sustainable path amidst current economic realities.
The issue of infrastructure, particularly access to electricity, is very key, and it was mentioned in that report, by the World Bank. They also talked about integrating domestic markets. Okay, again, that's speaking to agriculture by improving transport infrastructure. especially the rural transport. Because if you reduce transport costs today, you can be sure to that food prices, will come down.
In his own titled Renewed Hope Agenda, Prospects and Challenges, another renowned elder statesman, Ozi Issa Salami, presented the major pillars of the agenda and actionable plans taken by government to achieve them, calling on Nigerians to join hands with the present administration in striving to realize them.
The Renewed Hope Agenda offers a beacon of light, an opportunity to tackle these issues head-on with a clear and actionable plan that can usher in an era of lasting reform and transformation.
They said if you're going on a road, you can only know where you're going when you see people that are coming back from that road. The former deputy governors are coming back from that road. And we, the serving deputy governors, will have to learn from them, from their experiences, from their words. So there couldn't have been a better forum than this forum. I'm really delighted to be a part of it, and I know that together we can make a difference. Thank you very much indeed.
All the former deputy governors here, you've all chaired the council, talking about our border protection, and also when it comes to delineation of our boundaries, state boundaries. We cannot achieve food security without proper boundary demarcation.
A 16-point communique was produced and the following recommendations were made.
1. Governors are encouraged to ensure a harmonious relationship with their deputies to promote sustainable democratic governance in Nigeria. 2. Entrenching good governance is an imperative for achieving food security and sustainable growth in Nigeria as the central pillar of the Renewed Hope Agenda. 3. Consultation for economic policy by the IMF and the World Bank should be open and inclusive of all major stakeholders in Nigeria. 4. Every effort should be made to ensure that funds from external borrowings by the federal government and subnational governments should be judiciously applied to productive activities and public infrastructure developments with impact on citizens' standard of living. 5. As a matter of policy, the federal government should enact laws at federal and state levels that will compel successive governments to complete subsisting projects as they embark on new ones. Furthermore, the Public Procurement Act should be amended for stiffer punishment against contract defaulters. 6. The Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria shall establish a agenda peer review group. 7. To complement government efforts in humanitarian disaster management, the Forum shall establish a humanitarian support system. 8. The federal government should continue to provide all necessary support to the military and other security agencies to ensure adequate security to Nigerians, including strengthening the military's initiative in complementing national food production. 9. Government should strive to depoliticize agriculture in Nigeria by prioritizing community data bank of genuine farmers in all support programs. 10. Government is encouraged to introduce modern technology in agriculture, including equipment, high-yield seeds and seedlings to boost food production. 11. Government should create agricultural hubs and ensure security for the hubs, while community vigilante groups will complement the national security. 12. The Bank of Agriculture should be revamped to live up to its responsibilities. 13. Youth entrepreneurship skills should be encouraged through agricultural extension centers and demonstration farms. 14. There is urgent need to strengthen agricultural institutions and linkages with relevant research centers. 15. The Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria on appraising the current challenges of the country wishes to commend the federal government on its efforts to combat the scourge of food insecurity. 16. The Forum of Former Deputy Governors of Nigeria commends the federal government's ongoing efforts and achievements on the fight against insecurity.
Projections. The FFDGN hopes to see the following.
The FFDGN encourages all deputy governors to continue active participation in all programs and activities of the forum.
Recommendations made by the forum to be used and adopted by the current administration. More partnership with states and international bodies. Sustenance of the forum by better working relationship among members. On behalf of His Excellency Chris Alozie Akumas, the National Chairman, and his Director General Kenneth Ibekalu, the FFDGN wishes all its members and Nigerians a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. For further inquiries on the activities of the forum, please call 0803-301-3624. That is 0803-301-3624. The forum wishes to thank all its partners. With them again in the near future.
The mosaic of time in the kaleidoscope of life